My parents let a stranger wear my twins' clothes, sleep in her bed, and live her life, then said it was what Bailey would have wanted. My twin sister Bailey died in a car accident on our 16th birthday. 2 weeks later, while I was still wearing her hoodie to bed every night, my parents sat me down. We're adopting a girl from foster care. She needs a family. When Helen walked through our door, my blood went cold. She looked exactly like me and Bailey. Same honey blonde hair, same green eyes, same height. My mom grabbed her hands immediately. Welcome home, sweetheart. Bailey would have wanted this. That same day, they moved her into Bailey's room. I watched from the doorway as Helen unpacked her single backpack, running her fingers over Bailey's cheerleading trophies, her Polaroids, her favorite stuffed elephant. These are all yours now, Mom said, opening Bailey's closet. Dad added, we're so glad to have our daughter. Not new daughter, just daughter. Like Bailey had just been gone on vacation. Within days, Helen was wearing Bailey's clothes to school, not just borrowing. Mom actively encouraged it. It keeps Bailey's memory alive, she'd say, spraying Helen with Bailey's signature vanilla perfume each morning. I'd come home to find them going through our family albums. By the third week, I noticed something disturbing. In our digital frames, Helen's face had replaced Bailey's in old photos. Birthday parties, Christmas mornings, beach trips. Isn't technology amazing? Dad said when he caught me staring. Now all three of you can be together. The worst part was the nicknames. Bailey was Sunshine since she was 3. Now I'd hear Morning Sunshine drift from the kitchen, but it was meant for Helen. They celebrated when Helen made the honor roll, saying things like, just like Bailey. They signed her up for Bailey's dance classes. I found Helen one night at Bailey's desk, practicing Bailey's handwriting over and over, copying from her old journals. When she saw me, she just smiled. Your parents asked me to write thank you cards for the funeral flowers. Our 17th birthday approached. I mentioned wanting to do something small, maybe visit Bailey's grave. Mom shook her head. You're too old for birthday parties, honey. Besides, Helen's never had a real birthday celebration. They threw Helen a huge party. Bailey's favorite cake, Bailey's favorite theme. They even sang happy birthday to Helen. I sat in my room, looking at a photo of Bailey I had left hidden under my bed. School was planning a memorial service for Bailey. I'd been preparing a speech for weeks, pouring my heart into every word about my twin, my other half. When I told my parents, Mom's face lit up. Oh, Helen should do that. She's much better with her words than you. Dad nodded enthusiastically. It would mean so much to everyone to see Bailey's spirit living on. I couldn't breathe. Helen just sat there, already nodding, already accepting. That night, I went to add more photos to my secret Bailey box under my bed. The box was gone. Without saying anything, I understood what my family truly wanted me to do. Shut up. 3 months later, I was checking the mail when I found a thick envelope addressed to Bailey. It was a college acceptance letter. I was confused until I saw the date. Applied 2 weeks ago. My hands shook as I confronted my parents. Helen sat between them on the couch, calm as always. We knew, Mom said simply. There's a full scholarship in Bailey's name at state. It would be such a waste. Dad added, Helen needs a fresh start, a real identity. Bailey's guidance counselor already thinks she just needed time off after trauma. I stared at them. You're letting her steal Bailey's entire life? It's what Bailey would have wanted, they said in unison, like they'd rehearsed it. Helen reached for my hand with perfectly manicured nails, Bailey's favorite shade. We're still sisters, she whispered, just like you and Bailey were. I looked at my parents, really looked at them. They weren't grieving anymore. They'd found their solution. A replacement daughter who didn't remind them of car accidents and funeral homes. One who could go to college, get married, have grandchildren. One who could live the life Bailey never would. I stood up on shaking legs. I realized I was alone now. The only one who remembered Bailey as she really was. The twin who survived but became invisible. The daughter who couldn't be replaced because she'd never been seen in the first place. They were still talking, but I'd stopped listening. I walked to my room and locked the door, pulling out my phone to look at the last video Bailey ever sent me. Her laugh, her real laugh, not Helen's practiced imitation. 3 months, and they'd erased her completely, replaced her with a stranger who wore her face better than she ever did.